Welcome to Basecamp Blue Sky. I'm Brian.
And I'm Natalie.
And you'll never guess where we are today.
Made it to Alaska. We are here at the border on our way to Skagway.
We're driving one of the most stunning highways in North America into a frontier town bursting with gold rush history, cruise ship energy, and stories few ever see. This is Skagway, Alaska, like you've never seen it before. It's time to go downhill and
Hit the road.
After all those miles, Alaska is really close. We've come such a long way. I've spilt a little blood, sweat, and yeah, even a few tears, but we're almost there. It's kind of wild. Alaska is just ahead of us over those mountains. Can you believe it? The clouds and the light rain won't dampen our spirits, not after everything it took to get here. It's time. We've got to go. Wait. We've got to stop. Even with these clouds, this is beautiful. Emerald Lake has more than enough color to completely distract us from our Alaska approach. The mountains rise around us, crisp and white, and every turn reminds us why the Klondike Highway is one of the most breathtaking roads we've ever driven. And then, something completely unexpected stops us in our tracks. So we're here on the world's smallest desert, but it's also the most northern desert in the northern continent, or North America. It's not very big. It used to be a lake bottom. But what's interesting to me is here we are in this sand dune, and then boom! We're back to what the regular tundra might look like. So somehow this edge of this sandy area has kept it being sandy, and this edge here is vegetated. Just kind of cool, something out here in the middle of the Yukon. We roll into the little town of Carcross, a splash of color tucked deep in the Yukon. It's hard to believe a place this small can feel so alive, in the middle of nowhere. Right now, though, it's calm. It's mid-morning, and the lunch hour wave of cruise ship buses and trains crawling up the Klondike from Skagway haven't arrived yet. So for now, it's just us. Luckily, a bit of warm morning sun breaks through, shining on the boardwalks and the new facades. I smell the familiar aroma of freshly brewed coffee in the air. Walking through Carcross, you can't help but notice the Tootsai, a ship that burned long ago, now rebuilt in timber and steel into a commanding skeleton frame. It's more than just a replica. It's a sculpture of history and a reminder of the gold rush era and how this little town has endured. Standing here, you can almost feel the hands that rebuilt it, honoring the past while giving us something to explore today. We pause for a moment at the heart of the old town, the original mercantile building, standing quietly away from the newer structures. You can feel the weight of history here too, and the stories of those who built and rebuilt this place long before the cruise ships arrived. For a place so small, it carries so much memory. And somehow, even in the mid-morning calm, you can feel the energy of this town. How it has endured, adapted with time, and continues to exist in such a remote place. But the road is calling again. There's more to discover ahead. Leaving Carcross, it finally feels like Alaska isn't that far away. We take another moment to enjoy the beauty of the Yukon Territory, letting the snow-capped mountains, calm lakes, and gorgeous landscapes remind us why this Odyssey is so unforgettable. Near the border, we stop at Fraser Lake to say goodbye to the Yukon.
Lots of tour buses.
Right, we're doing the drive.
Doing the drive
We're
instead
doing
of the
the
train.
drive instead of the train.
It's another picture-perfect lake, but its peace is shattered by the steady roar of tour buses crossing into Canada. Even in a place this remote, the noise of humanity finds a way to drown out the calm of nature. We pass the Canadian port of entry and steadily climb to the summit. The anticipation is electric, as the border crossing we've been waiting for is only a few miles ahead. Soon, we're gonna see our first glimpse of Alaska. We can't help but jump for joy. We're here, Alaska at last.
Made it to Alaska. We are here at the border on our way to Skagway.
Yes, we are finally back in the United States.
I know. It's beautiful up here at the summit before we head down a hill into Skagway.
It's finally time to begin our descent to the port of entry, the official step into Alaska, and the next chapter of our Alaskan Odyssey. The Klondike drops almost straight down on this side of the pass, a dizzying descent that tests our rig's capabilities and my driving skills.
The train's over there. See, he's got to go slow too. He's got to go downhill.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
The clouds that clung to us on the climb to White Pass summit have lifted, revealing a world that seems to welcome us with open arms. Across the valley, the White Pass train winds along the cliffs, tracing the same route fortune seekers once followed, climbing out of Alaska toward the promise of gold in the Yukon. A few miles later, the U.S. port of entry comes into view. It's just a checkpoint, but for us, it's the doorway to Alaska. After more than 5,000 miles on the road, we finally have arrived. But entering the U.S. from Canada isn't quite as simple as our first crossing into British Columbia. This time we're boarded and inspected. They're checking for raw chicken and fresh eggs. Luckily, we planned ahead and had none, except for Kenai's dog food. Turns out it's made with chicken, and we need to prove it was produced in the U.S., not Canada. We didn't have the original bag to show it, something we just never thought about. Luckily, the border agent gave us a break. He knew if he took our dog's food, we wouldn't be able to replace it in town. So we thanked him and rolled into Skagway, a little wiser and grateful for the kindness. Rolls by, lively and inviting, and we can't help but feel excited to explore it tomorrow. Even as we drive towards camp, there's a sense of anticipation. This is just the beginning of our first Alaska experience. For now, we settle in for the evening, toasting to our success. and looking forward to having our first Alaska fun in the morning. Skagway is a town built for opportunity and for tourists. With one of the few deep water ports in Alaska, it can handle up to 5 giant cruise ships at a time, each unloading thousands of visitors. The town even built the train and bus depots right next to the docks. It's super easy access for all the boat people to head out on their Klondike adventures. On busy days, the streets are swarming with people shopping, eating, and just wandering around. Gift shops and cafes line the sidewalks, while buses and trains carry folks up the Klondike Highway to Carcross, or even further inland to Talkeetna and Denali. We'll visit those iconic Alaska places later when we travel further north on our Alaskan Odyssey. Even with all the chaos, we can still feel the history here. This town grew out of the gold rush, and somehow it balances its past with the rhythm of modern tourism. Just an easy stroll from our campground, we hear the Reid Falls before we see it, the roar of water echoing through the trees. As we approach, mist dances on our face, and the power of the rushing water grows with every step. The falls are beautiful and full of energy right here in town. A little further along, we stumble upon the old cemetery. The headstones are weathered and leaning and tell quiet stories of the people who lived and worked here long ago.
He was a doctor, an MD.
Walking among them, it hits you. This town isn't all about the tourists. It's built on lives and dreams and hard work that shaped the place we're exploring today. We leave the bustle of Skagway behind, winding along the quiet dirt road that hugs the Taiya Inlet.
Like sunshine and moon.
The rush of people fades away, replaced by the soft patter of wet dirt on our tires and the forest all around us.
And pavement.
Up ahead lies a place that once held big dreams, a town older than Skagway, where hope and ambition once flowed as freely as the river into the inlet.
We're like Jekyll and Hyde, we're like Batman and Bruce Wayne. We're like fire and water, we're like sugar and salt. We're like everything and nothing at all. But when we are apart, I bleed and I starve, and I miss your sweet, sweet touch. Is it when you are away wishing that you stayed. I can't live without you by my side. We're like pillows and pavement. We're like save and spend. You're like $10,000. I'm like nickels and cents. You're like fresh spring water on a hot summer's day. You're like a beautiful sundown when daylight fades.
We're here in Dyea, walking through the ghost town. And I'm not sure what's left of this ghost town. It's pretty well ghosted. There isn't too many structures or anything left that I can tell. So part of the National Park Service. So they're saving something here. We'll have to go, I guess you gotta walk on all the roads. This path is pretty nice path. But other than the ship port of Skagway, there's not a whole lot to do here. A little hiking, a little shopping, a little dirt road driving. Oh, welcome to Alaska. Now see, there's a path over there. We'll just have to walk this whole darn place, I suppose. This is a busy boom town. About 30 to 40,000 gold seekers passed through Dyea during the winter of 1897 and 98. Most people predicted a bright future for Dyea. At the height of the gold rush, Main Street thrived. Around 150 businesses in town satisfied the needs of the business travelers. Businessmen and women realized they could make a fortune without even going to Klondike. Mining gold for people's pockets was much easier than digging it from the ground. The Dyea waterfront was the beginning of the Chilkoot Trail. Early on, small boats brought supplies to shore, but the shallow harbor and tidal range of more than a mile made offloading passengers and freight from ships difficult. In 1898, Dyea built 2 wharfs to try to compete with Skagway's deep harbor and better docking, but in the end, the efforts failed.
It just must be that little thing.
Yeah, there's a boat out there, and this is where high tide used to be.
Wow.
But because of glacial rebound, the ground has risen more than 7 feet since 1890.
Wow.
Because the glacier is heavy, and it's not here anymore.
Uh-huh.
Huh. Who'd have thunk?
Standing at the edge of Dyea, it's easy to feel the echoes of the past, the ambition, the struggles, the fleeting hopes of those who once called this place home. With its shallow cove, Dyea couldn't compete with the deep-water harbor of Skagway, and as much as it tried, the town eventually faded. Yet the land holds its stories quietly, waiting for visitors to wander and imagine what it once was like. We find our way to the far end of the Taiya Inlet, where the tide has receded and the mudflats stretch out before us. The muddy water weaves around the old pilings, reminders of Dyea's long-ago hopes. Here at the head of the fjord, the history of this place seems to linger in the air. And so do the flies.
So we were right over there.
Right over there.
Beyond the tourist streets, Skagway reveals a different side. Quieter, more practical, and deeply connected to the sea. From the walking bridge over the Skagway River, we can see where the land gives way to the port, where the ships dock. The massive fuel storage containers located here stores the town's lifeblood, diesel for the ships, and fuel for all the inland Yukon travelers. Skagway may feel like a frontier outpost, but in many ways it's an island. With Canada to the north and the ocean to the south, everything here depends on the water. Barges arrive every Tuesday, bringing in nearly everything the town needs, from groceries to lumber for construction projects.
This place gets between 2 and 5 of these ginormous boats a day, and then the downtown just becomes a zoo. But then after they leave, it's a ghost town. So it's kind of a unique place.
It's a unique place. There's a lot of jewelry stores in town, a lot of t-shirt shops in town. They're really catering towards the cruise ship crowd.
Anyway, that's about it for Skagway. Tomorrow we're bugging out and we're heading to Destruction Bay, back into Canada.
Back into the Yukon territory.
So we'll see you then.
Skagway is a place with a remarkable balance. A small Alaska town that thrives at the edge of land and sea, fueled by its isolation and its determination to endure. If you enjoyed this episode of our Alaskan Odyssey, please give us a thumbs up. If you want to see our next adventure, subscribe. We'd love to have you join our growing family of road trippers. Come on, let's hit the road.